Welcome back, Wrestling Warriors. Here on Matt Mysteries, we drop fresh WWE news every day. Subscribe and let's suplex our way into the stories. Monday Night Raw delivered a moment that sent shockwaves through the locker room and reignited debate about WWE's volatile main event picture. In a dim backstage corridor, two of the most dangerous men in modern wrestling crossed paths without a single word spoken. No brawl, no promo, just cold stares and simmering tension. The silence was louder than any chant, a reminder that power in WWE can shift in seconds. Officials froze. Superstars watched from a distance. Everyone understood what that brief encounter meant. When dominance is challenged, violence is inevitable, and when it erupts, the fallout will reshape Raw. A backstage moment that stopped everything. What unfolded behind the scenes on Raw felt less like a scripted segment and more like a genuine rupture in the balance of power. There was no entrance theme, no camera build-up, and no warning to prepare anyone for what was about to happen. Brock Lesnar appeared with purpose, cutting through the backstage area as if nothing else mattered. Conversation stopped, production staff froze, and the energy shifted instantly. Moments like this are rare because they feel real, unsanitized, and unpredictable. The suddenness alone made the encounter unforgettable, creating the kind of buzz that spreads instantly through the locker room and into the fan base. Everyone watching understood that something significant had just been set into motion. Brock Lesnar's silent statement. Lesnar's approach was calculated in its simplicity. He didn't speak, didn't posture, and didn't need to. His presence alone carried the weight of history, destruction, and dominance. By stepping directly into Gunther's space without ceremony, Lesnar sent a message far louder than any promo ever could. This was not about theatrics or mind games. It was about intent. Brock Lesnar has always thrived in moments where intimidation speaks first, and this was a masterclass in psychological warfare. The lack of words made the situation even more unsettling, as it forced everyone to focus on what mattered most. What happens when unstoppable force meets immovable will? Gunther refuses to yield. What made the confrontation truly compelling was Gunther's response, or rather, his refusal to give one. Gunther did not flinch, did not step back, and did not break eye contact. Standing face-to-face with Brock Lesnar is something few competitors would dare, yet Gunther embraced the moment with icy composure. His posture said everything. This was not fear, and it was not arrogance. It was confidence rooted in dominance and discipline. By standing tall, Gunther reinforced his identity as the ring general, a man who does not retreat regardless of the threat in front of him. In that instant, he proved why he belongs at the very top. The tension that filled the room. Those present backstage described the atmosphere as suffocating. The air felt heavy, as if the slightest movement could trigger an explosion. No one dared to interrupt, yet everyone sensed the danger. This was not playful rivalry or scripted trash talk. This was two elite predators measuring each other in silence. The tension lingered long enough to make the moment uncomfortable, and that discomfort is what made it powerful. Fans crave authenticity, and this confrontation delivered it in raw form. Even without physical contact, the encounter felt violent, because the possibility of violence was so close you could almost touch it. Officials step in before disaster. Eventually, WWE officials rushed in, understanding that waiting any longer could result in total chaos. Their intervention did not diminish the moment. Instead, it amplified its importance. When authority figures feel compelled to separate two superstars without a punch being thrown, It signals just how volatile the situation has become. Lesnar and Gunther being pulled apart before any contact ensured that the confrontation would linger in everyone's mind. The absence of violence created anticipation rather than resolution. It left fans wanting more, questioning what would happen if officials were not there next time. Sometimes restraint fuels hype far more effectively than action. Lesnar's history of targeting champions. Brock Lesnar's past makes this encounter even more intriguing. Throughout his career, Lesnar has been drawn to championships like a force of nature. He doesn't chase validation or approval. He hunts dominance. When Lesnar sets his sights on gold, entire divisions shift to accommodate his presence. His history suggests that this confrontation was not random. Lesnar does not waste time on statements without purpose. By confronting Gunther directly, he may have revealed his next objective. If history is any indication, Lesnar's interest often precedes destruction, and that alone is enough to put every champion on high alert. Why Gunther is the perfect target. Gunther represents everything Brock Lesnar respects and everything he wants to conquer. He is disciplined, dominant, and relentless, with a reign built on physicality rather than shortcuts. Unlike many challengers, Gunther does not rely on chaos or surprise. He thrives on control. That contrast makes a potential clash fascinating. Lesnar brings unpredictability and raw power, while Gunther embodies structure and endurance. Their collision would not just be a match. It would be a philosophical battle about dominance itself. That dynamic elevates the possibility beyond spectacle and into something that feels historic before it even begins. The locker room takes notice. Moments like this ripple outward. Other superstars undoubtedly took notice, understanding that the hierarchy could shift rapidly. When two titans collide, everyone else must adapt. Contenders reassess their paths, alliances grow cautious, and long-term plans suddenly feel fragile. Lesnar's presence alone forces recalculation. Gunther, standing his ground, sends a message to the rest of the roster that he will not be intimidated, even by the most feared competitor in WWE history. This single encounter may influence countless decisions backstage, shaping rivalries and opportunities far beyond the two men directly involved. Fan speculation reaches a fever pitch. Almost immediately, fans began debating what this confrontation could lead to. Some see it as the beginning of a dream match that feels inevitable. Others wonder if this was merely a warning shot, a reminder that Lesnar is always looming. Social media exploded with theories, fantasy booking, and heated arguments about who would walk out victorious if the match becomes reality. That level of engagement is exactly what moments like this are designed to create. Wrestling thrives on anticipation, and this confrontation delivered it in abundance, ensuring fans will be watching closely every week for the next development. What comes next for Raw's power structure? Whether this confrontation leads to an immediate match or a slow-burning rivalry, the implications are massive. Brock Lesnar has announced his intentions without saying a word, and Gunther has accepted the challenge without throwing a punch. That mutual acknowledgement alone reshapes Raw's future. If they collide, it promises a clash defined by brutality, pride, and dominance. If they don't, the tension will continue to loom, influencing every major storyline around them. One thing is certain. Raw feels more dangerous now. When Brock Lesnar steps into someone's world uninvited, the fallout is never small, and Gunther may be standing on the edge of the biggest test of his reign.